Hey, everybody, welcome back to the pod. Today, we're going to be answering probably the most important question in life. If Walt Disney came back today, what would surprise him the most? Make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and welcome Sean and Lena.
No.
Hey, Alex.
And of course, I put the microphone just in front of me
You don't know how to chair. Uh,
for the habit. So, Walt Disney coming back, he's been gone
for how long?
50 years,
Oh, about that. He
70?
passed what, the year before Walt Disney World opened?
Yeah, so that would have been like 1970 ish.
Yeah, 71 or so.
Yeah, and then so that's 30 years to 2000 and another 20. So yeah,
So
50, 60 years.
so what has changed inside first of all, what has changed inside Disneyland since he's been gone?
Tomorrowland.
Well, a lot has changed, but so are we limited this to what would surprise him about his legacy or his parks or the world in general?
Let's do all of them.
I know what will surprise him the most. The fact that that his family lost control of the company. Because
Yeah.
he wanted, like from what I read, he wanted to make sure nobody ever had control over the company other
Yeah.
than the family. But the family has zero
Well, they
control
get
over that.
about 3% of the stock spread out across like all the grandkids.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Like
That's a good question.
that is something
Steve Jobs owns more, or the Jobs family owns more than Disney.
Yeah. He would like really be mad at that because I know he was big on that. He's like, he didn't want anybody else owning.
That probably is a good episode by itself. Was
What happened to Disney?
We will do research on it and then come back and let you guys know why this happened.
I could guess that it was just a series of loans and leveraging the company's worth to be able to grow it, that they lost more and more. So
yeah. So I think that would be, from a organizational perspective, I think Disney, I would agree, Disney would be very surprised at what happened to his family's, I don't want to say family's legacy, because I think his family's legacy is still preserved, but his family's influence over their family legacy.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that I've ever heard is his granddaughter goes to Disney and critiques the working conditions.
Yeah, well, a number of the grandkids and great grandkids will write a heated letter anytime they disagree with something. But other than that,
yeah,
that's all they can do.
I think Disney, though, like, okay, so if we're talking lifestyle, I think he'd be very, very surprised with just the sheer size of the company.
Yeah, I see.
Right, all the acquisitions that Bob Iger did with Marvel, with Fox,
with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, all this Lucasfilm
they
stuff.
own the majority of all the content that's being created out there.
Now, will he like it though? Will he care to have any of the Marvels and the Star Wars and?
In traditional Disney,
I don't think so. I don't think he would have allowed that.
I don't know. It's tough to say because the Dorito was invented at Disneyland because he needed sponsorships. So Frito-Lay invented the Dorito. So I don't know how much he preserved the brand per se, but I don't think he was like a capitalist in that respect. That I think Disney did things that he loved.
Yes, that's why there's a train.
Yeah. And so it was less
dinosaurs.
It was less about building the best experience for people, but rather than building the best experience for his family that then other people happen to enjoy.
Yeah.
So would he have cared to acquire Star Wars? Probably not.
No, probably not.
Well, he wouldn't have known what Star Wars was when he came back, but he would have understood what Marvel was because Marvel predates his passing. Star Wars, yeah, that was years after he passed.
That aside, right? Assume that he knew, because I would have said, I think like us and the rest of the society, I think, and computer animated films probably would have been his biggest shocker. Like, whoa, you could do what?
Stuff, right?
You could do what with computers?
Yeah, that would shock him. Like he'll go like, really? You can?
I mean, for that matter, the personal computer probably would have shocked him quite a bit because
Yeah, back in his day, computers took up an entire floor of a building.
Yeah.
To bridge the gap from our episode from last week, he'd go on Pirates and be like, "What the heck happened here?"
That and you'll go, wait, why is the Little Mermaid in that other park?
Yeah, you keep saying it's out of place.
It is out of place. It doesn't
Would
belong
he
over
be
there.
upset about the overlay of Haunted Mansion that they do every fall?
Yeah, the new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think which ride do you think he would like the most?
He liked the train, so think train.
Which new ride?
Yeah, like
Like the newer ones?
Yeah, out of all the newer stuff, like what do you think would be his absolute favorite ride?
Oh, I know which one. The Minnie and Mickey Runaway
Railroad.
Runaway Train. Yeah, he'd probably like
He
that.
would love that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same technology as Rise of the Resistance, which is still one of the best rides.
No,
out there.
but
He
this
might
one
not
was like
understand the backstory of Rise of Resistance.
But the Minnie and Mickey one has the cartoons and the like
it's a Disney ride.
It's a Disney ride.
Like a Walt Disney ride.
Yeah. He would love that one.
Yeah.
He may be slightly confused about the artwork and how it's changed over the years, but I think he would understand.
They managed to emulate a tornado in the middle inside of a building. And he'd be like, "What do you mean I can't drop my hat or take out my phone in this ride?"
Phone? He didn't have phone, so it'd be like phone.
That would be something that would probably piss the crap out of him. Like, what do you mean you can't use my park without looking at your phone for 90% of the day?
Or that you have to do reservations.
Yeah.
Well, I think the overall crowd management at the parks would upset him. Because it's supposed to be a place that you can go with your family, and it wasn't overly crowded, except for like when Disneyland first opened. It was massively crowded, but
I think he would be surprised at the sheer amount of people that go to that park every day.
Every single day.
Like we saw videos for July 4th.
It was
and
packed.
It was packed. Like you were shoulder to shoulder all on Main Street. There was
I started watching someone's live stream for the fireworks on the 4th in Disneyland, and but it had like 45 minutes to wait before the fireworks started. And I was like, I'm not watching this for 45 minutes. If I remember, I'll come back to the stream. And I didn't.
And you did not.
But yeah, it looked packed, and everyone was sitting down in the area for the fireworks. I'm like, you still have 45 minutes.
People line up 2 hours or 3 hours before.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. They literally will stay there. And it's like the question I asked. I'm like, why on earth would people want to go to Disneyland for 4th of July when all the fireworks are everywhere?
I know. It's really like Anaheim fireworks there's so many fireworks happening outside of Disneyland that it's kind of pointless to be in the park when they're all out everywhere around you.
We had quite a few fireworks here in Colorado, even though the majority of the state's on fire right now.
I've heard.
There's all sorts of bans, and most of the towns canceled their fireworks, but all the private residents, they still all lit off lots of fireworks.
Yeah.
I want to say it was slightly toned down from last year, but I don't think so. My dogs would agree with me. They didn't think it was toned down at all.
At all. I think Disney's biggest surprise, though, if he came back to Disneyland, because I do want to go talk about Florida in about a second, but if he came back to Disneyland, I think his biggest surprise would be, where is the magic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Disney doesn't have the same magic. It's lost a lot of its core values, I think, with respect to the park.
I mean, we've changed. I don't know if they've lost the magic. I don't go that far.
No, we do.
Went too many times.
I used to have the biggest gripe. Anaheim Police Department in Anaheim Police uniform should not be anywhere near that property.
I wonder how far back that goes.
The buildings, you had to disappear and forget that there was an outside world. There used to be a flight restriction over the park. I don't understand why I see helicopters in the park now.
Because the Disney family doesn't control it anymore.
The whole premise of the park, though, was that the whole premise of Walt's vision was you walk into the park and you were removed from the world and you were in the park.
It
You're
was like
in the
virtual
magic.
reality, but in
Yeah.
reality.
And so that has
So
been
what
lost.
do you mean helicopters in the park?
They fly
They fly
over.
over the park. Like
They
you should not know that there's an outside.
Oh,
You should not know that Anaheim exists outside of Disneyland.
is that in Disney's control?
It was for the longest time.
it was for
Hmm.
quite a few years.
It restricted airspace and you couldn't get near it.
Yeah. So I know that when the parks first opened, they would shuttle people down from LAX via helicopter, and they would land in the park. And they only stopped that when a helicopter had a crash and killed all the people in the helicopter.
Did not know that. Wish
So
you would
that
talk
was a
about
long
that.
time ago. Yeah.
Things we did not know about Disneyland.
Oh, that's scary.
But
Yeah,
yeah, they used to land right in the park for VIP guests.
Hmm?
No, but in general, like the whole phone situation, I think has gotten out of control as well.
I think so too.
Right? Like that takes away from the magic. I think the cast members, like there was this really very like viral clip that probably happened about 6 months ago about this guy, even though he broke the rules, right? And he went and proposed to his girlfriend or whatever, fiance. But the
Mhm.
fact that how the cast member handled it and stuff, like Walt
Didn't
would
they
have let
steal
that.
the ring or something like that?
Yeah, he like walked away with the ring and stuff. I mean, Walt would have let that fly.
Wait, they
No.
don't let you propose?
They
on-
do, but the way he did it was he got on top of somewhere he shouldn't have been or something like that. And
Oh.
or you know how when like because he was like right in front of the castle, and you know how there's like a no stopping zone.
Well, everybody
But-
stops there.
Yeah, but this person was proposing, which I think was
It was a little over the top.
that cast member should have used better judgment. And like
Yeah.
I think
Could have
I
handled
think-
it much better. Yeah.
yeah. And so like stuff like that, little things like that, I think get a little out of control. But at the same time, like crazy things, we live in a much more crazier world than what Walt lived in. Did
Yeah.
you see that kid that jumped off the Splash Mountain the other day?
Yes, I saw that.
What the hell
Wasn't
was
there
he
some copycats that tried to do it like a week later?
I haven't heard about it.
Or people tried to exit the ride just before the last drop. Like the kid did it as it was going down.
I thought they were getting out because the ride gets stuck and people get impatient and just get up and go.
I don't know if that was the case.
But I did see what
I
you're
don't
talking
know.
about. But I thought when I saw it because it was just headlines, I assumed that it was just the ride broke because people have done that on Pirates. They've gotten off to walk it off.
I've
And
seen that.
it's a small world too.
Well, almost every time I've always been on Pirates, there's a bottleneck at the very end of the ride, and you're like, why is this always happening? And you end up spending 5-10 minutes longer than you think you should. But I've never been, tempted to just jump up and walk off the rest of the ride.
What do you think he would say about California Adventure as a whole?
He would. I don't know. Nothing makes sense over there.
Well, California Adventure was designed to compete with more of the, and for some truth, Hollywood studios as well.
Hmm.
It's designed to compete with what Universal was doing, right? It was more on the studio-y stuff.
He
Yeah,
would
but
have
then
liked
they
the
themed it
drawing
against all the different aspects of California. So if you're going to fly to California and not actually see California, well, you can just go to DCA and you'll get the pier treatment, the mountains, the redwoods, and all that. But then it was quickly changed to include Bugs Land was like the first one that kind of encroached on that, and then it just has gone downhill. It's still a very enjoyable park, but yeah, the theming is way off. Now, if they turn the whole thing into Pixar land, that would make a lot of sense. But then, what do you do with the adventures? And
Yeah.
Well, the adventure ones you can do the movie from Up. That Redlands area.
Yeah, the whole thing yells.
Yes. Go! What
All right.
did you say?
So now let's talk about Disney World though, because he planned Disney World, and he bought the acreages for Disney World, but I don't think he ever saw.
no, it wasn't complete by the time of his death. It was well under its way, but I believe he died
that
a
was
year or
Magic
two
Kingdom,
prior.
but that was Magic Kingdom and to a certain extent Epcot, but like Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom were never, I don't think, ever in his purview.
No, that was never in his thoughts. I don't believe. Epcot was. I don't believe they even broke ground at Epcot by the time he passed. I know
Probably
that
not.
he did a number of the Magic of Disney things, or was it the Color of Disney?
Yeah, the show.
The specials on ABC on Sunday nights, talking about his vision of Epcot, but Epcot didn't turn out at all what he envisioned.
Oh, really? I didn't
No.
know that.
It was supposed to be a city, right? It was supposed
City
to
of the future that had some attractions in it, but you could go in and the whole World Showcase, and that wasn't really part of Epcot in his early visions of it. That was something that they came up with after the fact.
So was he basically trying to do the Home of Tomorrow, but in a bigger scale at Epcot?
Yeah, kind of.
think of like the Meet the Robinsons, I think.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
house. I used to. My favorite thing at Disney was to go to that House of Tomorrow.
Oh man, I used to love
I used to love going in there and just like
Yeah.
sitting down on the couch in the living room.
and roaming around and looking at the tree with all the motherboards and circuits and stuff.
That was my favorite place to hang out. I was the absolute
I
best.
bet he would be concerned that his Carousel of Progress was moved to Disney World and has been basically an empty space ever since in Disneyland.
Mm.
They've had some temporary things in there from time to time, but it's been empty for quite a few years.
At this point, it has. It's truly unfortunate because it's such a big space too.
Yeah, nice space too.
Very nice space. Very well air conditioned space.
Oh, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he may be disappointed at what we've done or what they've done with Tomorrowland. That it's pretty much just like one or two rides, and the rest is just kind of all empty.
Is there anything that
Well,
like
Tomorrowland was always supposed to be continuously updated. Now, luckily, Florida gets Tron,
Yeah.
but we need Tron. Actually, do we have more rides than in California and Tomorrowland?
No, there's more rides in Tomorrowland in
What do
Disney.
they have? They have Space Mountain. They have
Tron. They have Astro Blasters.
here. We have
They have the Monsters Laugh Factory, which is that a ride or not? It's
it's as good as the Michael Jackson experience.
oh, it's better than that. But what else is over there? I don't know. Do you consider Autotopia in Tomorrowland or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
But we have Autopia. We
But
have.
Autopia is not something for tomorrow. It's something old.
It was
already.
back then. Did you hear our cars are going off electric by like?
Yeah, I should have done that a long time ago. Yeah.
They're making them Power Wheels now.
Basically, but it's. What do you think Disney
It's
would?
because they lied, and this is probably something that Walt would be upset about. That when Honda donated or sponsored the ride, they didn't pass emissions on any of their gas vehicles, and they didn't necessarily tell the truth to California or whoever monitors that stuff. And so when they finally found out about it, they were given a date that they had to meet. And I think they're going to meet the date by over a year, but those things should have been electric years ago. I don't.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it doesn't. It's not scalable though.
What do you mean it's not scalable? To charge them?
I mean, they'd have to put just the same technology that they have over in Luigi's.
Yeah, they gotta charge
They'd have
them.
to put it as they're
as
onboarding and
when they're
loading.
waiting for people, they should be charging.
Yeah, but a couple of problems. The Luigi's is perfect because
Because
it's
said that,
computer
it does-
guided.
Yeah,
You
this
can't
is
expect
a driver to.
stop right on the mark. And if you're not, look at your wireless charger. If you're not right on the money, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, but I don't think those are not overcomable. They're gas now, so you have to pull the damn things over every so often and fill them up with gas. So you just have a couple extra cars.
But the downtime on that though is minutes versus hours.
Yeah, but if you monitor the damn things, and every time you put a kid in the ride, and you say, okay, yeah, this thing's got 20% left on it. The next round, ride around, we're going to pull it off and charge it and put another one in its place.
How many people are gonna be breaking down?
Yeah, how many people are going to be breaking down? And then weight has a lot to do with the range.
Yeah, the weight of the.
Okay, well then you just make them replaceable batteries, and you just have 3 times the amount of batteries you need, and every 3 or 4 times you just swap the batteries out. I've seen this technology at CES, that they've got. Even, I think it's even Honda that has these rechargeable
Swappable batteries.
scooters, and you just swap the batteries out at the gas station.
So that means that the cars can't have the battery on the bottom. They have to be like in that back
Yeah, it's gonna be in the back
compartment.
Yeah, it's going to be of all the things I have to update, this is a trivial one. I don't see this being a big
Okay,
deal.
the only reason I'm giving you a hard time.
Watch, they're gonna mess it up.
Yeah, one, they're gonna mess it up. But the only reason I'm bringing it up and giving it a hard time is because the nostalgia of hearing that motor
And the smell.
and the smell,
Oh,
right?
The smell is going to be hard to get rid of. And in fact, a non-Disney story. I as a teenager, I worked at a gas station, and there's one lead was still in gasoline. So it was unleaded gas had just been a new thing when I started at a gas station, and most people wanted the leaded gas. And I worked there for a couple years. One of my most fondest memories of growing up in the small town I did was the potato salad at this grocery store. There was only one little tiny grocery store in town. And I used to love to go get a thing of potato salad and a sandwich and go work my gas station job. Years and years later, like almost 30 years later, I find myself in my hometown. The gas station's gone, but the little tiny grocery store is still there. And so I go in to get a pint of my favorite potato salad. It didn't taste the same. I'm like, what's going on with this, with the potato salad? Turns out it was the leaded gas that was on my hands and on my clothes while I was eating the potato salad. And that's what made the potato salad taste so good.
Oh my gosh.
So this goes right to your smell of the the gasoline and you're breathing in the exhausts and all that, which is probably a good thing. Now Disney's
whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I mean,
they could probably assimilate the smell. They do that with cookies and all sorts of other things throughout the park, and the sound is easy to replicate. They just put a speaker with some sort of sound system in the back of the car.
and then you can make your car vibrate to.
But I think an electric car would have much less maintenance issues than the ones that they have.
My favorite thing is to make that car turn off. If you play with the pedal just right, you can make it shut down.
So you're trying to break it. Yeah, so you're stalling the thing out and then someone has to run over and start it for you again.
No, because you can do it yourself.
Yeah, you can like pump it back up and it'll go again.
The only reason they have the outside pedal is because a lot of people do not know that if you keep pumping, it'll turn on back on.
Okay.
Ultimately, that's not that's one of my least favorite rides.
I know. I don't understand why. It's my favorite ride.
Not your favorite.
I love Autopia.
I love Autopia, yeah, but I don't think it's your favorite.
It's not my favorite. Okay. Anyway, so I think Disney. Let's go. So two things.
Yeah.
I think Disney and Epcot would be devastated that he had this vision and he'd be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, it didn't quite meet the vision.
I think he'd be generally surprised of the expansion of Florida. I think he'd be very satisfied with the fact that his plan to, especially when he compares back to California, his plan to secure all that land worked better in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
for the most part, until a couple years ago, it was much in his favor.
Uh-oh.
What would surprise him the most?
The fact that his family lost the
Do you think
company.
I think that would be one of the top three.
That would be, like with that and the fact that his train got moved for Star Wars. Like literally.
What do you mean you moved the burn?
I don't know if he'd be that upset about it, because doesn't it make the train a little bit longer?
No, they cut a hole through the circle.
Or didn't loop it around, making the circle bigger?
No, they went like this. They cut the circle.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he might not be that thrilled about that.
He might not be that thrilled. I
if
think
it made it longer, he probably that's
he wouldn't mind if it was longer. He wouldn't mind if the train would go to California. I mean, as long as it didn't have any stops, right? It doesn't matter. But to go through California, around California Adventure, and then back.
Oh yeah, the train did the entire loop of both parks, even if it had more stops. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know why they never added a stop in California Adventure either. They passed right through it.
The train does?
Yeah, or at least at the hotel, right? It's the passes through the Grand California.
It does pass through the Grand California.
You know, I've ridden it just recently. I didn't even realize it goes through the California.
You didn't realize it because it's covered.
Yeah, it's covered, but you go through it.
You go through it.
Okay.
Or a little piece of it, at least.
So,
but okay.
I think he'd be both impressed and disappointed in the rate of technology. You know, it's just overall technology. So he was alive when the moon missions happened, and he's probably thinking that, you know, in 50, 60 years we should have been way ahead of where we are now. But then with compute power and AI and, you know, computer animation, we're probably a lot further than he would have thought. But, you know, he's probably upset we don't have flying cars.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, and then I lost mine. I think his most surprising thing would have to be somewhere along the lines of like the amount of people that come to the park, but not really the amount of people that come to the park. What are the words I'm trying to find?
The crowd control?
No, not crowd control. Like, I think he'd be like Disney to him. Like, he was on the verge of bankrupt every single day, right? He invested every heart and soul and penny that he had to his vision of what he believed in. And I think he would look at the number of people that loved what he built, the lives that has changed, the things that have come out of this idea, and just the success that it is. I think would surprise him the most.
Yes. But would he be surprised that a sweater cost $70?
Most likely because a sweater probably was $1.50 in his time.
But then I think he'd be more forgiving given the.
I don't think sweaters should be $70. I'm just saying, it's a sweater.
Okay, to his defense, Jensen's jacket is like 40,000, so he's fine.
Who?
Jensen.
The cartoon?
No, the NVIDIA CEO.
Oh, I still don't understand why anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's relevant either. Yeah,
I'm just saying that $70 relative to so his jacket is between $5,000 and $10,000.
$70 sweater or sweatshirt is too much. However, it's not just Disney. Like when I'm traveling around, I like to get a sweatshirt and a ball cap from whatever city I'm visiting. And $70 is my limit. If I can find the sweatshirt for under $70, then I consider myself lucky. If I can find one for $20, I'm thrilled. But yeah, $70 for a sweatshirt, which I still agree with you. I don't think it's I think it's too much. Realistically, that's my limit on a sweater.
Yeah. You guys are funny. All right. Well, unfortunately, unless the rumors are true that he's frozen,
I'm pretty sure that's a myth that's been busted.
That's a myth. I don't think we had that technology.
I don't know.
Well, even if we did, I don't think he ever was frozen.
Unless he ever came back. Isn't it the myth is like him and the King of Rock? Pop.
Oh,
Elvis.
Oh, Elvis, yeah.
Him and Elvis is supposed to be frozen, right?
No, I don't think so.
You think he'd be surprised by that? I was like, what do you mean y'all thought I wasn't dead?
Yeah, he might be surprised, like, what the hell was that rumor all about? Yeah.
How did that happen? As he's holding his cigarette.
What's wrong with you people?
The other thing is in this hypothetical, did he just get time traveled just prior to death to today? And so or has he been living in secrecy all these years, and now he's coming back as 120, 130 years old?
He time traveled into the future. He figured it out for the next World's Fair that he would have been a part of. Which, whatever happened to the World's Fair, by the way?
They still kind of happen, but they've really faded out since like the 70s. There was a Simpsons episode where they steal a car and they go to the World's Fair, and it's all dilapidated and all.
I would love to go to a World's Fair if they still existed. But anyways, folks, that's our most shocking a very long-winded answer. Make sure the subscribe button, drop
We
a
didn't
like.
really answer anything, and yeah.
What are you talking about? We just went through various phases of what would shock him.
Sure we did. Okay.
Hit that subscribe button, folks. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.